Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true!
10. Deal with the cause and effect. 4. As our religion, our education, our art look abroad, so does our spirit of society. All men plume themselves on the improvement of society, and no man improves. Society never advances. It recedes as fast on one side as it gains on the other. It undergoes continual changes. It is barbarous. It is barbarous. It is civilized. It is Christianized. It is rich. It is scientific. But this change is not a mediation. For everything that is given, something is taken. Society acquires new arts and loses old instincts. What a contrast between the well-clad, reading, writing, thinking American with a watch, a pencil, and a bill of exchange in his pocket, and the naked New Zealander, whose property is a club, a spear, a mat, or an undivided 20th of a shed to sleep under. But compare the health of the two men, and you shall see that the white man has lost his aboriginal strength. If the traveler tell us truly, strike the savage with a broad axe, and in a day or two the flesh shall unite and heal as if you struck the blow into soft pitch, and the same blow shall send the white to his grave. The civilized man has built a coach, but has lost the use of his feet. He is supported on crutches, but lacks so much support of muscle. He has a fine Geneva watch, but he feels of the skill to tell the hour by the sun. A Greenwich nautical almanac he has, and so being sure of the information when he wants it. The man in the street does not know a star in the sky. The solstice he does not observe. The equinox he knows as little, and the whole bright calendar of the year is without a dial in his mind. His notebooks impair his memory. His libraries overload his wit. The insurance office increases the number of accidents, and it may be a question whether machinery does not encumber, whether we have not lost by refinement some energy, by a Christianity entrenched in establishments and forms, some vigor of wild virtue. For every Stoic was a Stoic. But in Christendom, where is a Christian? There's no more deviation in the moral standard than in the standard of height or bulk. No great men are now than ever were. A singular equity may be observed between the great men of the first and of the last ages, nor can all the science, art, religion, and the philosophy of the 19th century avail to educate great men than Plutarch's heroes, 3 or 4 and 20 centuries ago. Not in time is the race progressive. Phocion, Socrates, Anaxagoras, Diogenes are great men, but they leave no class. He who is really of their class will not be called by their name, but will be his own man, and in his turn, the founder of a sect. The arts and the inventions of each period are only its costume, and do not invigorate men. The harm of the improved machinery may compensate its good. Hudson and Berhuen accomplished so much in their fishing boats as to astonish Perry and Franklin, whose equipment exhausted the resources of science and art. Galileo, with an opera glass, discovered a more splendid series of celestial phenomena than anyone since. Columbus found the New World in an undecked boat. It is curious to see the periodical disuse and the portion of means and machinery, which were introduced with laudation a few years or centuries before. The great genius returns to essential man. We reckon the improvements of the art of war among the triumph of science, and yet Napoleon conquered Europe by the bivouac, which consisted of falling back on naked valor, and disencumbering it of all aids. The emperor held it impossible to make a perfect arm, says Las Casas, without the abolition of arms, magazines, commissionaries, and carriages, until in imitation of the Roman custom, the soldier should receive his supply of corn, grind it in his hand mill, and bake his bread himself. Society is a wave. The wave moves onward, but the water of which it is composed does not. The same particle does not rise from valley to the ridge. Its unity is only phenomenal. The persons who make up a nation today, next year die, and their experience weighs them. And so the reliance on property, including the reliance on governments which protect it, is a want of self-reliance. Men have looked away from themselves and at things so long that they have come to esteem the religious, learned, and civil institutions as guards of property, and they depreciate assaults on this because they feel them to be assaults on property. They measure their esteem of each other by what each has and not by what each is. But a cultivated man becomes ashamed of his property out of new respect for his nature. Especially he hates what he has if he sees that it is accidental, came to him by inheritance or gift or crime. Then he feels that it is not having, it does not belong to him, has no root in him, and merely lies there because no revolution or no robber takes it away. But that which a man is does always by necessity acquire, and what the man acquires is living property, which does not wait the back of rulers or mobs, or revolutions or fire or storm, or bankruptcies, but perpetually renew itself wherever the man brave. The lot or portion of life, said the Caliph Ali, is seeking after thee, therefore be at rest from seeking after it. Our dependence on these foreign goods leads us to our slavish respect for numbers. The political parties meet in numerous conventions. The greater the conquerors, and with each other new uproar of announcement. The delegation from Essex, the Democrats from New Hampshire, the wines of Maine. The young patriot feels himself stronger than before by a new sudden of eyes and arms. In like manner, the reformers summon conventions and vote and resolve in multitude. Not so, oh friends, was God deigned to enter and inhabit you, but by a method precisely the reverse. It is only as a man puts off all foreign support and stand alone that I say him to be strong and to prevail. He is weaker by every recruit to his banner. Is not a man better than a town? Asking nothing of men, and in the endless mutation, the only firm column must presently appear the upholder of all that surrounds thee. He who knows that power is inborn, that he is weak because he has looked for good out of him and elsewhere, and so persevering, throwing himself unhesitatingly on his sword, instantly rise himself, stand in the erect position, command his lamps, works miracles. Just as a man who stands on his feet is stronger than a man who stands on his head, so use all that is called fortune. Most men gamble with her, and gain all, and lose all her well roses. But do thee leave as unlawful these winnings, and deal with cause and effect. The chancellors of God, in the will work and acquire, and thou hast changed the will of chance, and shalt sit hell after, out of fear from her rotations. A political victory, a rise of rents, the recovery of your seat, or the return of your absent friend, or some other favorable event raises your spirits, and you think good days are preparing for you, do not believe it. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Nothing can bring you peace but the triumph of principles.
All right, fire 'em up! We go live in 5. It's time for ignition and straight up automobile pimping.